All right, looks like we are live. Excellent, as my software says. It's my first live stream, so I'm gonna dig in here and see what I can do. But what I'm gonna do is, here's some sounds out there. This is a Codewars exercise. Parse a linked list from a string, do it in Python, and I've not done this one before, so I'm gonna do it live, and here we go. First of all, this description is way too freaking long. It's crazy. You don't need all this stuff. Oh, it's garbage. But what you got here is, so of course this subject is a linked list, and I'm not going to explain what a linked list is, other than that it's a data structure with elements that are linked. They're kind of chained together, thus the linked list. And really, to make a long story short with this one, they provide you the class for a node of a linked list, and really what you're supposed to do, as the name says, or the name of the exercise says, you're going to be given a string with data elements. You need to turn it into a linked list. That's what you got to do. So, and yeah, that's really all you need to know. It's got some rules in here, like if the input string is null or none, then you just return none. So no big deal there. This is the format. Well, this is sort of the format. You're going to get a string of integers with arrows in between, and the jobs are going to be to make a linked list with the integers as data items and the elements linked together. This is showing you an example of how it's not going to be. It says the values of the nodes will always ever be non-negative integers. That's a terrible way to explain it, but it means that they're going to be numbers that are not negative, and they're showing you words here to show you that it's never going to be words. Very strange way to try to explain it. But long story short, I need to start doing this thing because I want to get this done. So, don't mean to rush you all off of here, but got shit to do. Going to be given a string, turn it into a linked list, and even show you like a test case down here for those who may end up watching this after the stream is done. Want to see like what the hell's going on with this dude. Going to be given a string in this format. Oh, I'm actually covering the test case down here with my head. Let me just move this, maybe. I'm new to the stream, folks. So like, going to be given a string that looks like that. You got to turn it into a linked list where there's going to be a node with a 1 in it, a node with a 2, a node with a 3, and then 3's next is going to point to none, because really, whenever you've got the end of a linked list, it's going to point to null, because that means it's the last element of the linked list. All right. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't. You can check out the explanation and read up on it. I'm going to just do the damn thing because I want to dive in here. And I don't think anybody's watching anyway. So like the explanation says, there'll be a class node preloaded And I'm going to probably use that for testing because I'm going to do some intermediate testing. So I'm not terribly strong with linked lists. I want to kind of do some playing around. I'm going to go ahead and copy this into online GDB, which is an editor I do a lot of simple coding in. So I've got my class there, and I'm going to be given a string in this format. So I'm going to copy one of these strings over here because I'm going to do some kind of basic playing around with it, because you gotta parse this thing. So you're gonna have to parse it and turn it into a linked list. I'm gonna do some basic parsing before I even get into the linked list stuff. Just to doing these exercises is a process, and if you don't know how to do it completely, you gotta break it down a little bit. So I'm gonna break down the parsing of this. So I want to get the data items. This is a string, or I'm gonna have to turn these numbers into actual integers. So I'm gonna get into that process. And yeah, they're going to be integers, as I see here. Yay. Okay. Because yeah, what you could do here is you could split it by this, I think, and then strip the white space, and then you've got things in a format that you can use, where it's like you split and you split by that, and then you're going to have a list of strings. Yeah, and then you can strip the white space. Guess you could do that in list comprehension. Let's see. Yeah, so we'll loop through that, and for each one, I'm gonna I think that strips all the white space. Yeah, that looks good. I've got things separated, kind of ready to be put into a linked list, other than the fact that these are strings. Let me check this one out. Yeah. The thing with this, when you code live, you guys are gonna hear a lot of silence, because real coding is thinking. So gonna be some thinking points where I ain't gonna say shit. Just know that I'm thinking. Took some notes on this one before, but I'll be doing some thinking here. So anyway, I've got this stuff in a good format. What I want to do is come up with a little algorithm to do this node stuff, and I think so yeah, this is the prototype of the function that's going to be used. So I'm going to put this in here, and guess I'll just kind of get started with this. Kind of know what I want to do, so I'll just start doing some coding. Probably just say if the look at the conditions that they give here. if the input string is just null, I guess that means if the input string is none, return actual none. So I'll do that. If let's get that out the way. And then if it's not none, I'm going to actually I need to do something here. All right, so making the root node, or the head, I believe I'm going to be, I already know that if I get past this, the root is not, the first node is not none, so I can get a string representation, but I actually got to do this, I got to do this stuff in the function. Gotta parse my string. And actually this is the name of the variable. str obviously is the data type. I think this is where I want to be. Turn that into an integer. Gonna do a quick check here. Whoops. Before I get into this thing, I'm just gonna do a quick run, a very simple one. I think I should get a 10 if I run this, indicating the first node, and I do. It's a good first step there, even though I'm like 10 steps in already. I think I want to move this down here. Almost forgot I was streaming. Alright, so I got my first node there, and create another node. I'm going to use this one to kind of traverse. That'll probably have to be changed. So I need a variable to traverse the list of strings. Do a check here and see. I don't know if I'm still streaming here. Streaming. Oh, whatever. Some quality issues going on. All right, let me get back into this code, homies and homettes. All right, so if it's not none, then the next is going to be, it's going to be a new node, and it would be the integer representation of the current element. And then it's going to be make it next, and then increment I. Yeah. That could be it. I'm just going to run this and see if I get any errors at this point. I do. so line 20, if this equals none, and that's out of bounds. I'm not seeing it, so I will do the classic debugging thing of printing it out. Alright, so it's definitely got those elements, but going I. So I'm going to see how far it gets. Alright, so it actually runs too long. That's the thing. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's because there's no end. So it's this. We don't have an end piece. Okay, cool. Because the string has to end with none, or this loop will not stop. All right. Let me do some testing here. Expecting this to be 20. Yeah. Let's try this. Next. Data. That would be 30. Yeah. I think this would be none. Going down the chain of linked list. Dude, I might have it. Yeah, I'm fired up to put this thing in there because I think this might be it. Let's do it. Just gonna throw it in here as is, see what we get. Dude, I got it. Didn't think I would have it that quickly. streaming 25 minutes, so I guess long enough, but that's that. So since I got it, I'll explain it a little bit. I don't like to explain things until I know it's right, because why would I sit here explaining a wrong answer, right? So let's take a look here. So I think I'll post this after the live stream is over. It's recorded and all that ish. So I'll run through this joint real quick. So if I get a string that's only none, I'm returning none. So that's just an input validation kind of deal. And I split the original string by the arrow, because I'm getting it in this form. So I want to get my data items separate so that I can then put them into the linked list. And so I do a list comprehension where I do a strip on every element, because there's actually leading and trailing space in the real exercise. So I strip all that white space out, and then it's going to be a list of strings with white space stripped out. And I create a root node which from the first element, the first data element. And I know it's not going to be none because I've already eliminated that. And I have to convert that data item to an integer because they come in as strings. Then I create a element, or not an element, a node called pointer, and I point it to the head. I'm going to be using pointer to add the subsequent elements to the linked list. I'm going to like go down the chain using pointer. Head's going to stay where it is, but pointer's going to continually add on to the list. Got I equals 1. I'm going to use this to really traverse the list of strings. And here's the real driver of the thing, the while loop. While the node that I'm currently pointing to does not contain nothing, this is just debugging, so get rid of that. You saw me do it when I was troubleshooting. So if the current string is none, I'm going to make the next member none, because that means I'm really at the end of the list. And else I have an actual data item, so I'm going to get the integer representation of that, put it into next, and then I'm going to move my pointer to that next element so that when I loop back around, the element that I just added will be the current element. And I'm going to increase my I by 1 because I'm going to go to the next element, the next data item, so that I can add the next data item to my linked list. And that's it. I've successfully gone from string representation to linked list representation. Hope you got something from this, and I know that I did, because this is my first live stream doing an exercise during the live stream for the first time. Like I said, I had taken some notes on it. I had an idea of what I was going to do, but I didn't try any code yet until I went live. And this is kind of nicely wrapping up at 30 minutes, so that's pretty cool. But that's it. Gonna clear this out. I'm gonna stop this sucker, and so I guess the people that actually watch this will see it later, because no one has watched the stream live, but that's understandable. But I'm gonna kill this sucker. I'm out, and you'll see a live stream some other time with me. But with that, hope you got something from this, and keep coding, keep grinding. I'm out.